Hi, Anne-Marie and Steve. I thought I'd give you a little home video tour of what it looks like approaching your new neighborhood. I'm sitting alongside of Thornell Road right now, just outside of Bushnell's Basin, and you can see the first road I come to is Pinecone Drive. So I'll just turn onto Pinecone. Excuse the jitteriness of the camera, and you can see as we move into the neighborhood, one of the things that impressed me and impressed my wife is just the absolute splendid nature of all of the mature trees in the neighborhood. We're driving down Pinecone now, and I'm going to turn left up here just a bit. And here's our trusty salesman. He's rather mailman. He's a very, very nice fella who you will get to know and like very, very much. Okay, now I'm turning on to Burr Oak Drive. I'm making a left here. Oh my goodness, there's another house for sale. And this is a really pretty drive through this area of the neighborhood. You can see that it's we're descending down into a kind of a valley, completely full of trees, and there's basically no traffic in here. We're in the neighborhood now, nice and curvy. The topography is beautiful. It's not flat. It's it has a lot of hills and valleys. This area over to the left, and I'll stop for a second and show it to you. This is all Pittsford green space. This area of the forested area is basically untouched, and walking down the path here and into the woods, you see the most wonderful wildflowers that you just never see anyplace else. So we're continuing our drive along Burr Oak, and we're passing Oak Leaf Lane on the right. And now we're moving into the neighborhood. You can see there's no street lights, no wires. Everything is buried underground, so it makes it look very much like we're living out in the country. The two-lane road, it was completely resurfaced about 3 years ago. They replaced all of the runoff water, stormwater drains, and so the road doesn't have any cracks in it or anything like that. It's really quite beautiful. This is Sassafras Lane on the right that we just passed. And Burr Oak Drive, the road that we're on right now, intersects into Sand Brook Road, where you're going to be living. And as I get to the T at the intersection here, you can see this house right here is where Jane McCoy from the Eastman School lives. And this house right here, who is your new neighbor, is Dr. Robert McCrory, and he's director of the Lab for Laser Energetics. He's quite a guy. He was a personal friend of Edvard Teller, who was the head of the Manhattan Project at Los Alamos during World War II. Very, very smart fellow. So we're turning to the right, and we're heading down into the circle. And as I move up a little bit here, I'll turn to the side with the camera, and you can see there it is, 20 Sand Brook Road. It's a lovely, lovely house in a great location. For sale sign is still sitting outside. Fairly deep driveway. My prized Mercedes is still at the back, but I've made arrangements to pick that up. The plantings, the trees, and so forth are just great. If I go a little bit further, these are two retired teachers, the Vandermeeds. Very, very nice people. Known them for years. This is the home of my daughter's first grade school teacher. They've retired. Going around the circle. This house was formerly owned by the chief financial officer of Bushnell, but as I understand it, they just sold. So I don't know who's living here right now. If I turn my camera, here's a guy you're going to want to know. Jack Doyle, former county executive for Monroe County. Very, very nice fellow. He's a real practical joker, but he knows where all the bodies are buried in Monroe County. This house here is owned by a businesswoman. Her husband passed away a number of years ago. They have a very big corporation. She's a nice lady. She's kind of private. As far as I know, there's only a few children in the neighborhood, and I'll show you where they live. Just complete myself around the. You can see your house just sitting out over top of the large arborvitae hedge that separates your property from the Vandermeeds' property. So basically, you never see them. Move through the cul-de-sac again. And then there's two houses on the right. One is at the top of a hill. He is a engineering and software manager at Xerox Corporation on the left. This house right here to the right belongs to Flynn and Marisa Hackett. And he was, I believe, a public relations director for the University of Rochester. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. I think he may have switched jobs. Very smart guy. Nice couple. They have one adopted son. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this little video tour of the neighborhood. I'm pulling over to the side of the house because there's a couple things I need to do today. That's a moraine locust in the front yard. Very pretty tree, very tiny leaves, so no raking required there. Talk to you soon. As I said this morning, I did send off the contract to the lawyer, so we should be proceeding in nice fashion now. I'll send this to you in a minute.